Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. I just saw the various footage of Adrian Broner, with him knocking somebody out in Las Vegas. I done heard various videos, from just random people. Some people's opinion I agree with, some people I don't. Here's the thing that I think is going on with Adrian Broner. My, perspective. Adrian Broner to me seemed like he's a dude that's secretly crying out for help, but he don't know how to ask for it. Adrian Broner is what you call in a sunken place. He didn't turn out to be the boxer that everybody thought he could be. He isn't the superstar that everybody hoped he would be, and even he knows it. And I think Adrian Broner is at a point to where he's just not there. To me, Adrian Broner is like the boxing version of Chris Brown. He got a whole bunch of motherfuckers that surround him and want to be around him for who he is, the money, the fame, and the power. But they really don't give a fuck about him. Just like the same niggas that hang around Chris Brown, they don't give a fuck about him. They only around him because he's Chris Brown. And I see that with Adrian Broner. You seen the interview that Fred did with him a while back. And, Fred reached out to him, and it looked like, he wanted to say something to Fred like, damn, man, help me. But then he was around his people, and he didn't want to come across as weak. One of the biggest things that have hurt black people in the black community is playing the too cool for school card. I know this is a delicate subject, and some people don't like to talk about this shit. When all this East Coast, West Coast shit jumped off between Tupac and Biggie Smalls and shit, I felt like both of these dudes should have tried to succumb this shit and just tone it down. And I think both of these dudes, Tupac and Biggie, they should have said, you know what, fuck this shit. We ain't giving the media what they want. And then you had the help of the media egging this shit on. I think after Tupac was killed, I think Biggie should have went out of his way to say, look, I didn't have nothing to do with Tupac getting shot. I unequivocally had nothing to do with it. I never would wish death on Tupac. He was my friend. But Biggie, at times, he just seemed like he was just too nonchalant about, Tupac's death. Just watch some of the interviews, and I ain't trying to make none of you Biggie Small fans mad, but at the end of the day, man, truth is truth, real is real. And I'm just saying, after Tupac died, Biggie should have said, look, I didn't have nothing to do with Tupac getting killed. It's time to squash this shit. This shit then got out of hand. And a lot of these rappers played into it. I'm not going to name no names, but this is just a prime example of what I'm talking about. This shit could have died over instantly with the West Coast and the East Coast. Oh, and it was one of the most saddest things I had ever saw. How black men conducted themselves. You mad at a motherfucker because he from a different side of the country? Are you fucking kidding me? The whole idea was to build up hip hop and make it what it is today. One of the biggest entities there is. Most popular music ever. And we had all these stupid motherfuckers talking all this stupid shit about, fuck the West Coast, fuck the East Coast. It was just fucking ridiculous. But this is the shit that's going on, you see, with guys like Adrian Broner. People need to reach out to this dude. People need to reach out to guys like Chris Brown. They're not helping these dudes because they don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by the too cool for school shit. Somebody should have reached out and squashed this shit that was going on between the West Coast and the East Coast. Motherfuckers ended up dying over that ridiculous ass shit. Getting beat up, getting shot at. Over what? And that's the problem with guys like Adrian Broner. And we already know who they're going to blame for this. We know who they're going to blame for this, or who people are going to try to put this on. At the end of the day, 50-0, he ain't responsible for Adrian Broner. He didn't try to help Adrian Broner. And there's only so much you can do to where you got to say, fuck it. Do I think he should try again? Yeah, absolutely. Is he obligated? Absolutely not. We already know what group of people is going to pull this shit: white people, Hispanics, and other non-blacks. But at the end of the day, 50-0, he can't keep reaching out to Adrian Broner. There is that, you know, do y'all remember that movie Jason's Lyric? Where Jada Pinkett's character kept telling Jason, you know, about his brother. When she said she loved him to death and all that type of shit, I'm paraphrasing, but she said you can't keep trying to save a dude that don't want to be saved. And sometimes you wonder, do Adrian Broner want to be saved, or is he reaching out? I think to a certain degree Adrian Broner want to be saved, but he just don't have the right people around him. And people can say, well, you need to get away from these dudes. It ain't as easy as you think. It's hard to cut motherfuckers off that you used to being around with. It ain't that fucking easy. Trust me, I know from close hand experience. When I was doing all my shit in the streets and shit, yeah, people think it's easy to cut them type of niggas off, but it ain't. It can lead to totally different shit than what you think. It ain't that easy. So I understand what Adrian Broner is going through. He gonna have to like sort of like do it in sequence. Because when you try to do them type of moves where you just say, you know what, fuck everybody, then, you know what I'm saying, you have to sneak and do shit. But at the end of the day, I am concerned about Adrian Broner's well-being. This situation, the difference between me and him, I'm not a multi-millionaire. Adrian Broner is a millionaire. Now, like I said, I get out of character too. Because some of these motherfuckers do bring out the worst in you. But at the end of the day, I haven't been in one of those situations where I've had to hurt a motherfucker. But Adrian Broner has crossed that line and hurt people. I don't solely blame Adrian Broner. He is a human being. But then again, you always have these knuckleheads that always drink that tough guy juice. You know, always drink a tall glass of courage. Or Billy Badass. You know? So the dude drank a tall glass of Billy Badass and it backfired on him. Now, if I was Adrian Broner, unfortunately, he need to get his lawyer together, write the dude a check, and then just move on, because this is going to cost Adrian Broner a lot of money. We all know how this works. We didn't seen this game too many times. And then Adrian Broner is a star. His hands, unfortunately, is registered as lethal weapons. So he possibly could be looking at jail time if the dude decide to press charges against him. Sometimes y'all understand how this works. With black men, there ain't no such thing as self-defense. That rarely exists with us. Even if you could prove that it was the other dude that started it, they still will find something to charge you with. Trust me. I've been down that road before. So, yeah. Adrian Broner, he need to get his lawyer together, get in contact with this dude, send him a check. Send him a confidentiality agreement along with that check. You know, basically, you know, get this over with. Buy his way out of trouble. You know, it is what it is. And I hope Adrian Broner, from this point on, I hope he gets the help that he needs. And Adrian Broner could be damaged from all that fighting. He has been hit a lot. He been fighting for a while. You know, brain damage just don't turn you into a vegetable or give you Parkinson's disease. It affects your way of thinking. And right now, Adrian Broner isn't thinking right. He got a lot of shit going on. So yeah, that's my take on the whole Adrian Broner thing, man. All right, let me know what y'all think.